Today, we're recreating Kwame Nkrumah's dream. Today, Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's dream comes alive again. We will irrigate over 2 million hectares of land for intensive agriculture under Grow 24. We will establish agro-industrial parks for textiles, pharmaceuticals, and food processing under Make 24. We will develop tourism clusters along the lake under Show 24. We will turn the lake into a central transport corridor that connects the north to the south and the east to the west under Connect 24. And so, ladies and gentlemen, imagine a future where fresh fruits and vegetables from Tamale are air freighted daily to Europe and other destinations. Imagine aquaculture along the lake, the Volta Lake, that sustains jobs and provides nutrition, and ports on the Volta Lake that reduce our transportation costs by up to 80%. This is how we unlock the full value of inland Ghana and reconnect with our Sahelian neighbors.
Good evening, Africa and the world. In what can only be described as a groundbreaking development, Ghana has just made a move that's sending shockwaves through the international financial system, and more specifically through the heart of the International Monetary Fund (IMF). This move is not only bold, it is revolutionary, and it signals a turning point that could redefine Africa's future and shatter decades of economic dependency. Ghana has stood up, and Africa is watching. Today, we are witnessing what many believed was impossible. Ghana, long entangled in the web of IMF loans, conditions, structural adjustments, and mounting debt, has taken a historic step toward economic sovereignty. For the first time in recent memory, the country has declared that it will chart its own economic course, free from the stranglehold of Western-backed financial institutions. But what exactly did Ghana do? According to verified reports from within the government and major financial circles, Ghana has rejected a proposed new bailout package from the IMF, a bailout that would have come with the usual painful strings attached: austerity measures, currency devaluation, public sector layoffs, and sweeping cuts to social services. But this time, Ghana said no. Instead of giving into more external control, the government unveiled a bold national recovery and development plan funded entirely by local resources, regional partnerships, and innovative domestic financing strategies. This plan includes redirecting funds from unnecessary imports, taxing multinational corporations more fairly, and investing heavily in local manufacturing, energy, and agriculture without borrowing a dime from the IMF. This is the move the IMF fears most: an African country proving that development is possible without debt slavery. It is a defiant, powerful message to the entire continent. We do not need to beg to build. We do not need to borrow to grow. Let's not forget this institution. The IMF has held a grip on the economic lifeblood of many African countries for decades. Its loans come with policies that have crippled local industries, privatized national assets, and ensured that African nations remain dependent on foreign aid instead of standing strong on their own 2 feet. But Ghana just tore a page out of that old playbook, and in doing so, it has ignited a spark across the continent. Already, whispers are growing louder from other African capitals. If Ghana can say no, why can't we? If Ghana can finance its own development, what are we waiting for? There is something uniquely powerful about this moment. It's not just about economics, it's about pride, independence, and the reclaiming of destiny. For far too long, Africa's path has been charted by those who do not walk its roads or understand its heartbeat. Ghana's decision is a challenge to that model. It says to the world, Africa is not poor. Africa is exploited, and that exploitation ends when we choose to end it. Now, let's be clear, this will not be an easy road. Turning away from the IMF means facing resistance from powerful global interests. It means dealing with short-term financial shocks, currency pressure, and media narratives designed to paint the country as reckless. But here's the difference. This time, Ghana is not alone. Across the continent, we are seeing a wave of leaders like Captain Ibrahim in Burkina Faso, Assimi Goïta in Mali, and leaders in the Sahel Alliance who are breaking from Western control and building new partnerships that put Africa first. This is not isolation, this is liberation. And Ghana, with its history as the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence from colonial rule, is once again setting the tone for a continent-wide awakening. The citizens of Ghana are rallying behind this vision. Street interviews, town hall meetings, social media everywhere. The sentiment is growing. We want development with dignity, not dependency. The youth are especially vocal. They are tired of the same cycle: loan, interest, austerity, poverty, repeat. They see what this move represents: a chance to build a nation that works for them, not for foreign creditors or distant institutions. Let us not underestimate the courage this takes. It is far easier to accept the IMF's check than to build a new path from scratch, but Ghana's leaders have chosen the harder road for the right reasons. Tonight, the rest of Africa watches not with skepticism but with hope. Hope that this spark will spread. Hope that we will see more countries refuse to mortgage their futures. Hope that the continent of Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and Thomas Sankara will finally rise to fulfill its promise, not through the approval of the West, but through the will of its people. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, history is being written. The IMF is watching with concern. The West is watching with alarm. But Africa is watching with pride. Because today, Ghana didn't just make a financial decision. Ghana made a continental declaration. We are done being dictated to. We are ready to decide our own destiny. Thank you. Stay tuned for more coverage.
Welcome to Talk of Africa 360, your source for insightful news, analysis, and thoughtful commentary. If you value informed perspectives and fact-based reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is based on reliable public sources and credible online information. It is intended strictly for educational and analytical purposes. We do not promote or endorse political violence, hate speech, or any form of discrimination. Our goal is to inform, not to inflame. Thanks for being here. Let's stay informed together.
We will track excavators, as the minister said, in order to know whether they are being used for illegal mining or not. Change the permitting regime. Ghana has more excavators in this country than in the whole of Africa. We're going to change the permitting regime. You will not be allowed to import an excavator or put it on a ship unless you get a permit before you can ship an excavator. By the large-scale mining firms. And even the gold board still holds preemptive rights of purchase. Like cocoa, gold will now be consolidated, traded, and exported through a centralized, transparent system, and the results are already speaking for themselves. Since its interim formation in January 2025, the Ghana Gold Board has implemented aggressive reforms, especially in the artisanal and small-scale mining sector. By May alone, the Gold Board had exported 11 tons of gold, valued at USD 1.1 billion. Actually, it's in May alone, the Gold Board exported 11 tons of gold, valued at 1.1 billion US dollars. Cumulatively from January, exports from the small-scale sector reached 51.5 tons, which is valued at approximately 5 billion US dollars. Today, we're recreating Kwame Nkrumah's dream. Today, Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's dream comes alive again. We will irrigate over 2 million hectares of land for intensive agriculture under Grow 24. We will establish agro-industrial parks for textiles, pharmaceuticals, and food processing under Make 24. We will develop tourism clusters along the lake under Show 24. We will turn the lake into a central transport corridor that connects the north to the south and the east to the west under Connect 24. And so, ladies and gentlemen, imagine a future where fresh fruits and vegetables from Tamale are air freighted daily to Europe and other destinations. Imagine aquaculture along the lake, the Volta Lake, that sustains jobs and provides nutrition, and ports on the Volta Lake that reduce our transportation costs by up to 80%. This is how we unlock the full value of inland Ghana and reconnect with our Sahelian neighbors. The finance and implementation institutional frameworks for 24-hour plus The private sector will lead the 24-hour plus program. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Any government funding in 24-hour plus will be catalytic, serving as seed funding for the 24-hour plus authority and supporting bulk infrastructure. Enterprise financing will be sourced through commercial banks, DFIs, and blended finance instruments. Fund 24 will address access to capital, collateral constraints, and the short-term nature of most of our banking finance. Credit guarantee schemes will support risk sharing without breaching our fiscal covenants with our multilateral institutions. And as announced, the Secretariat will evolve into an autonomous 24-hour plus authority that reports directly to the President. This policy is made for Ghana in the future. And so when I say report directly to the President, I don't mean only this President. It will report to the next President and the next President and the next President. The 24-hour plus program will be the catalyst for Ghana's economic growth, and we are sure that it will make Ghana prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a call to national action. Distinguished guests, a new model of economic development grounded in productivity, powered by the private sector and coordinated by the state is going to be unveiled. Our national strategy includes inclusive growth, export expansion, job creation, and structural transformation. We are under no illusions. The path is going to be challenging, but we will succeed. The path will be challenging, but we will succeed. And we will succeed with discipline, coordination, and shared purpose. The 24-hour plus agenda allows us to do things in a different way, and to do them better, and to do them together. We call on the private sector, labor unions, development partners, traditional authorities, youth, and civil society to embrace this initiative. Ghana belongs to all of us. The work of transformation must be the task of all of us. And so today, as a symbol of our collective commitment, I will unveil the official logo of the 24-hour plus program. And this is going to be a bold visual expression of our ambition to build a resilient, self-reliant, and a productive Ghana. And so, with this unveiling, it is my honor and privilege to declare the 24-hour economy agenda and accelerated export development program officially launched. Let us rise to this task with unity, courage, and resolve. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your address.
The time has come for Africa to unashamedly take advantage of the natural resource endowment that God has given us. In the colonial era, we had colonial masters, we had no say, and so they mined the gold, they took it away, they developed the palm plantations, took the palm oil away, they took the diamonds away, took everything away. And when we gained independence, Nkrumah warned us and said colonialism might have been defeated, but we're entering the era of neo-colonialism. They don't need to bring a governor to sit here. but they still would, from wherever the colonial headquarters is at, control your resources and be able to still derive the benefits as if they had colonized you. And that exactly is happening. Post-colonialism, we didn't have technology, we didn't have capital, we didn't have the human resource. And so foreign companies come and take huge concessions and they sign it off for a pittance. And they run those, concessions to the benefits of the colonial metropolis. Today, I think that in Africa we've developed the core of human resource that is capable of also taking advantage of some of these resources. We've developed the technology, we have the technology to be able to do whatever any of these big conglomerates are doing. And the capital is available in the world to mobilize, to be able to do the same things. And that is why recently we had a little issue which we have resolved with one of our mining companies whose lease had expired after 30 years. And it was our desire to take it over and use Ghanaian expertise to be able to also exploit that resource and let the benefits remain in our country.
As reactions continue to pour in from across the continent, one thing is clear. Africa is demanding respect, sovereignty, and accountability. Was this just a diplomatic misstep or a deeper sign of shifting global alliances? We'll be watching closely. If you found this story important, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real, unfiltered African news. This is Talk of Africa 360, telling the stories that matter.